Welcome to this free voice acting beginners course. During this 1.5-hour tutorial, you will be learning the essentials of voice acting. If you would like to know everything about this skill and apply it in your career, go to skillademia.com to get access to the full course. Now, let's begin.
Hello everyone, I'm Natalia. I'm going to be with you in this voice acting course. Today I would like to introduce what we're going to do in this course. First of all, let me introduce myself so we can get to know each other a little bit more. I've been an actress for over 10 years. I've been doing theater, some movies, and as well I've been working with my voice. I've been training a lot, and right now I feel comfortable enough to let you know what I've learned so we can grow together and get to the point of our voice that we want. Voice acting is a little bit different than singing. So what we want to know today is to understand the difference and feel it, not only to see it, but to feel it. We will practice with a lot of physical exercises, how to create a column of air, how to get our voice out and let it go with the best characteristics possible. So please be comfortable. Please use good clothes, comfy clothes, so you can do all the exercises that we'll be doing. Pay attention to the materials that I'll be requesting following the next videos, so you can be ready for all the warm-ups that we'll be doing. This course has 3 modules divided in warm-up, then interpretation, and we will have a final project. At the end, I will explain to you what is the final project that we'll be doing, so you can see the grow up that you've had on your voice. We'll be following a lot of techniques so we can get to our voice, but we will mainly follow Grotowski's one. He is a theater director and an actor that researched for a lot of years how to use the voice in the best way when it comes to a performance. He has a lot of controversial thoughts about the voice and how to use it, but believe me, they're life-changing. They have changed my life when it comes to voice acting. They're useful not only for live performances, but they're useful for any voice acting project that you may have. So follow me in all these models that we're going to be seeing so we can get to the point that we want. It's going to be fun. Be ready to move a little bit because it's not going to be just sitting down. We will have to move, breathe, maybe scream. So get ready on your place and take some water and let's do it so we can start. Whenever we talk about warm-up, we think about its purpose. Why do we warm up? Well, it is important, not only because we're taking care of ourselves, but because we're preparing our body for any activity that we might have. Let's think about a sport person or maybe a professional athlete. They have to get their muscles ready so they can run, they can swim, whatever they need to do. If they don't, they will harm themselves or they won't be able to improve on their craft. It is the same for singers, it is the same for actors. We need to get our muscles ready. Of course, they will be different. We don't have to warm up the same muscles that an athlete has to, but we need them to be prepared for any exercise that we need. This is also useful to increase our capacity or our abilities when it comes to voice acting. Let's understand first that a warm-up for a singer is different from a warm-up of an actor. Yeah, maybe we can get ready the same muscles, but then when we're going to apply them or when we're going to use them, it's going to be different. In this course, you will understand why. Remember that you have to warm up every time that you're going to practice singing or voice acting. If you want to improve, warm-up will be a solution and warm-up will be a tool for you to do it. So the exercises that we'll be seeing today are going to be mainly the muscles preparation and the muscles warm-up. The first exercise will be just to get in touch to our body so we can get our blood circulation to be in the best way possible to our muscles. We're going to be tapping all the parts of our body, even our face, our head, everything, everywhere. After we'll see and we feel ready, we're going to move on a little massages all over our body. After doing that, we will start stretching a little bit. Why do we have to stretch? We stretch so we can lose our muscles and create a space for our lungs to be bigger and get bigger with the air. That will give us a better column air and a greater voice technique. How do we do that? With basic movements, the same that we do whenever we're going to work out. And first, we're gonna move our head. We need to focus ourselves in this part of our body. These muscles, we're going to be using them a lot. So that's why we need to stretch them very well and warm them very well at the beginning. So let's begin with our face. Let's begin with our head. We move it from one side to the other. We will start there. And we're going to count 10 each side. So very carefully, we're going to take our hand, put it on our head. We're not going to move our shoulder to our head, but to our head to our shoulder. So we're going to feel this stretch on these muscles of the neck. It's important to do so, and you will feel it later. Believe me. We're going to count to 10. And as soon as we finish, we're going to face down to the floor, put our hand back of our head, and pull down. Not on the front, but a little bit on the side. If you do it, you will feel these muscles to be stretching a lot. This is not a normal movement that we do. Actually, this is not what we usually do, and you will feel how tense those muscles are. And if you work sitting down, or if you do a lot of things where you have the same position all day, a lot of that stress or that energy gets on your shoulders. And that's not gonna help you to do a voice acting or even to sing. Then we're gonna move to the right side or the other side. It depends wherever you start. And we're gonna count to 10 again. After you do that 10 seconds, we're going to do the same that we did in the other side, and it's face down in a diagonal, our hands in the back, and pull down. Another 10 seconds. After we get there, we're going to do this exercise. I would recommend 3 or 4 times per side so you can actually do something. Sometimes we go too fast on the warm-up because we want to get on the job right away, but no, take your time. You have to do it. Okay, after you do that 4 times per side, then you go on front and your chin has to touch your chest. Okay, and you gently pull down your head. You should feel the stretch in the back of your head and do it for 10 seconds. You can count. I'm counting on my mind. You can count out loud, whatever you prefer. And after you finish, gently put your hands like this on your neck. They have to touch your chin and then a little bit of your chest, and put back. Pull it. Very gentle. This will help you with these muscles of the neck so they can stretch. Usually they're also very tense. 10 seconds and then we go on front. Again, do it 4 times each side so we have that part ready for the next warm-up exercises. Next one will be, you need to move your head in circles. You can start on the back or on the front. What is important here is that you don't follow the same circle, but when you come to the front, in this case, you will go back to the other side. And take your time. I would recommend you to start very slow so you can actually feel every muscle of your neck. Think about it. whenever you're doing that circle, what do you feel? What do you feel on your neck? What parts do you feel more? What parts do you feel tense? And be conscious about that. As soon as you finish, we're going to add our shoulders to that movement. Okay? So we're going to move our head and again our shoulders. And when we get on the front, we're going back. So when your head goes to the back, you need to open your chest on the front. And whenever you're getting in the front, your chest needs to hide. So your shoulders come front. And we'll repeat it. I would recommend you to do this exercise 10 times. That will be a good number. So you can start losing also those muscles on your shoulders that will get relaxed. After we do that, we will add our hands, our arms to that movement. So we're going to start on the front with our head in the front, and then we're going to do a circle to the back, and we're going to add the shoulders and then the arms. So they need to be complete, in a complete circle. As soon as we get in the front, we're going to the other side. In this case, it will be my left side, and we're going to end the circle. This exercise will help you to activate your muscles, but to stretch the muscles of your ribs, the ones that are in contact with your ribs. It is important. There's where we need to create this space for the lungs to get bigger. So do it slow. These exercises need to be done in a very slow manner. Why? Because you need to feel. So be conscious about it. Think about what you feel every time you do one of these movements. I also suggest you to do it maybe 6 or 8 times. And as soon as you finish, we're ready to the next movement. The next movement will be to add more body to that circles that we're doing. So I want you to not only add your arms, but to add your back and your chest. So you have to move all the upper part of your body on that circle. And when you come in front, you will do it to the other side. Be big. Think big. Think about your body as something bigger. So you're creating a space with your arms, you're creating a space with your chest, and feel how it's getting open. I suggest you to do it maybe 6 or 8 times as well, so you can feel that it's getting warm. So the next exercise with our shoulders are gonna be to move them up and down. So let's move them. Do it up and down. And if you have a lot of tension on your muscles, you will feel like an electric current going through your arms. That means that we're doing something good. And you will feel better after. So do it up, down, and I suggest you to do this maybe 6 or 7 times. But if you want to do it more, go ahead and do it more. I suggest you to have a good posture when you do this. If you're doing it sitting down, make sure that you have your legs open in the same range that your hips, and that you have a straight posture. Your back needs to be straight. Okay, so you won't harm yourself. Again, now, what we're going to do is to take our shoulders to the front. And when we do that, our back is going to create a curve. So do it, and then when you get ready, pull them back. And your chest needs to go front. Again, this exercise, do it 8 times. I will do it just 5. And I will count 1 whenever I get to the back. So this will be 1, then 2, and that way you're gonna count till 8. So let's go back to the circles that we were doing with our shoulders, but let's make it a little bit more difficult. So we will move with our right shoulder, we'll do circles to the front, and at the same time, we will do circles with our left shoulder to the back. That will help us to be focused and concentrated, and just to do a relaxation on different muscles that we have on our back. And then we change and we do it on the opposite ways with the other shoulder. So I will go to the front with the left one and then to the back with the right one. As soon as we finish, we're ready for the next movement in this warm-up. Now that we have everything on our arms, shoulders, chest, back, and neck section done, I will say that we're almost ready. We can get focus on our face. We can focus on the muscles on our face so we can get them ready. So let's think about gum. Let's pretend that you're chewing gum. So do that movement. With that movement, you'll be getting ready and you will be feeling a little bit of, if you don't use your face that much to do expressions, you'll feel a little bit of pain. But if you do, you will feel how your muscles get warm. So move it, pretend that you're chewing gum. And don't be gentle. I want you to exaggerate this. So just get over it and do it big. And when you feel that your muscles are a little bit warm, your mouth, your lips, this part of your face, the front part of your face will feel warm. So when you feel that, it's moment to continue. The next exercise on your face will be to smile. As simple as that. Smile, hold it for 3 or 4 seconds, and then serious face, poker face. Then smile again, 4 seconds, and serious face. Do this maybe 8 times. I will do it just 5. And then serious. Try to use your whole face when you smile. Okay? Don't be afraid of looking funny or anything. Do it. And now, what I will ask you to do is just to get your lip to the front in this way. And when you have that, move your head to the back. So your chin points to the top, to the roof. So this is the movement that you have to do. It looks funny, but you will feel it. And just hold it. Hold it for 20 seconds. And whenever you're ready, you just softly and gentle go back to the same position you were before. The next exercise will be just to open your mouth. Don't harm yourself, but try to go as far as you can. So let me show you how it is. Open, but do not apply that many force on your jaw. Just let it get down, like relaxing. Like when you're impressed or something, just let it drop. And when that happens, you just hold it there for a few seconds, and then you close your mouth. Repeat the exercise again. Drop it. And now that you drop it, try to do it a little bit wider. And close your mouth. Repeat this exercise maybe 5 times, and each time try to let it go a little bit wider, so it can be bigger. As we're not used to use our mouth that often or to open our mouth, well, the muscles won't let us do it as big as we can. But think about your body as an instrument, and we need the voice to come out of it in the best way possible, so we need a big space to do so. And for that, we just need to practice and get a better range. And starting with our voice and starting with our mouth will be good. The next exercise will be to move the upper part of your face. So just open your eyes, like if you were surprised, and do a face like if someone told you something incredible that you cannot just believe. You're impressed. So open your mouth and open your eyes. It looks funny, but it's useful. Do it. And do it 5 times. After those 5 times, you will feel your face a little bit loose and more relaxed. And then we're going to be ready for the next exercises. The next exercise will be our tongue. Our tongue is a muscle, so we need to get it ready as well. So the first thing that we're gonna do, you won't see this, but think about your palate. So you have to put your tongue on your palate and play a little bit of pressure. And after 3 seconds, just let your tongue be in a normal way. Again, put pressure and release it. Do this 4 times, 5 times, and then you're gonna move your tongue in front of your teeth, like this, and then to the back of your teeth. In front and the back. And if you feel, you're not only moving your tongue, but you will feel these muscles over here. You're doing something. After 5 times, then let's do some circles with your tongue. Like this. And then to the other side. You will see that one side is easier than the other, and if you have never done this, it will not be that easy, but try it. And because of that, I want you to do it 10 times. 5 to one side, 5 to the other. I only did it 4 times, but if you want, you can stop the video here and do it as many times as you want. I just want you to be ready. Finishing this, we are ready for the last part of this warm-up, physical warm-up that I call it. So think about your neck and move your face to one of your sides. I'm going to do it to my right side so you can see it on the camera. And then I'm going to do a massage in that part of my neck with circles, going from the upper part to the lower part of my neck. So let me show you how it goes. Move your head, and if you see here, you have to do the massage in this part. So go from the upper part and circles. Don't be gentle. I know I'm telling you to be gentle in a lot of exercises, but this is not the case. Do it with force. It might hurt a little bit, not that much, a little bit. So just do it. And then again. I usually do it 3 times, but it depends on how tense that part is. So do it. And then we go to the other side. When we're talking, when we are doing anything related to our voice, we pay a lot of pressure in this part. If we need to be angry, if we want to express a lot of emotions, we will do pressure in all our body, and this part will get very tense. And this is going to close our tongue, our throat, our larynx, and that won't let us speak in a proper way or to add characteristics to our voice. That's why it is important to just be ready before you do anything with it. As soon as you're finished there, we're going to move to our face. So we have to prepare these muscles over here, and the message goes from our ears to the front of our face, doing circles. And again, don't be gentle. Just do it. To the front. And if you see here, I'm doing like big circles to the front. Big circles. And whenever it's ready, if you see, my face is a little bit red right now, but it means that I'm doing something because I'm doing it with force. And then we're gonna go to the front part of our face to get these muscles relaxed. So you go from the center to the outside, to the outer part of our face, and do it strong. In this case, I'm not going to tell you how many times you should do it. I suggest you to pause the video and do it until you feel comfortable. Then just come back and we're going to be ready to continue with the next warm-up exercises. Be ready. They're going to be fun. So see you in the next video. What is breathing? Well, basically, breathing is the process where the body inhales oxygen and then exhales it with the purpose of oxygenate the whole body. Our muscles, our organs, everything, our brain. But why it is important when it comes to voice acting? Well, breathing will help us to build a column of air so we can project our voice and express whatever we want without feeling that we don't have enough energy and without feeling that we don't have enough ideas. So oxygenate our body will not only help us to provide a speech or to do a text in the better way, but would also help us to think in the best way possible because we're sending oxygen to our brain. So being conscious about the way we're breathing will help us to improve in our abilities. But it's important to understand as well that there is a difference between how we place our breathing and our voice if we compare that to the singing part of the voice or how we use our voice when it comes to singing and acting. Anyways, we can say that we have three types of voice, three types of breathing. We have the upper breathing, the chest breathing, and that's the common way to breathe, whether you just inhale and all the upper part of your body just gets bigger, like your chest, your shoulders, and that's the breathing of the people that haven't studied how to properly place their voice. Then we have the abdominal breathing, and that's the way that we're taught that it will be the best way to breathe if we are in theater or if we're doing any singing lessons. But actually, we have the third one, and it's like the complete one, and it will be the total breathing. In that one, we use the whole body to do so. So we use our chest, we use our abdominal part, we use also our ribs, our back, everything is used to breathe in that way. Why? Because we need a space. I've been saying this a lot, but it's important for you to think and imagine the air on your body and how it gets in and needs to feel it completely. So for that, in order to do it, we have to give it a space to expand our whole body. And that's what we're going to do. So in the following exercises that we have, I need you to be ready to just think about what you're doing. Be conscious about your body, be comfortable. I need you to stand up and maybe get ready to sweat a little bit if you're not used to it, or to feel a little bit dizzy because we're gonna understand our breathing. Okay, so now we're going to do this breathing practice and exercises so we can feel how we're doing our respiration. Breathe as you normally do and think, what is moving when you breathe? If you're breathing and this happens, it means that you're using your upper part to breathe, and you have this chest breathing that we were talking before. So do it again. This is moving. So now we want to change that a little bit. So try to breathe, and instead of moving this, just keep it still to see what happens. It's not that easy. You feel a little bit of pressure, but that means that you're opening this part of your body. Let's do it once more. And exhale. I will suggest you first to inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose as well on these first exercises. And exhale. You can put your hands on your shoulders just to send a message to your brain that they shouldn't move. Again. And now I just want to give you the view of those type of breathing that we talked before, the respiration that we talked before. If we're gonna do abdominal respiration, this part of your body should move. Even if you don't feel it, let's try just to do it, okay? So inhale and expand your stomach. Exhale and move it back. Maybe you don't feel it, but force the muscles. Again. And as I am doing, you can put your hands on your belly to feel it. I'm holding the air like 1 to 3 seconds, and then I just exhale. You can do it. We're not holding the air in this point. We're just feeling. And if you feel like it is moving and not this part, we're doing good. Now let's try to feel the ribs breathing. Try to expand this part. So when you breathe, you open your chest. It's what happens if you try not to move your belly, not to move your shoulders, and just breathe profound. A profound breathing, respiration. Do it. Because if we're not moving our abdominal part, if we're not moving our shoulders, what else gets to move? Well, our ribs. So let's do it. And at this point, imagine that the air goes very beyond your body till your stomach. Even if it's not moving, it goes very deep on your body. That's what I want you to imagine. So as it has to go somewhere, it's not gonna be just like, it's not gonna be fast. It shouldn't be fast. We're gonna take our time, and that's what I want you to do. Again. And it could take more time for you because it's your imagination. Maybe you think it will take more to get to your belly. It's your time, so just do it. So now we're going to hold on with the air. At the beginning, we're going to do it with 4 seconds, and then we're gonna get to another level. So let's start 4 seconds. So inhale, hold the air, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, and hold it, 1, 2, 3, 4. At this point, I want you to exhale through your mouth so we can do the proper movement of the air. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, hold it, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now we're going to upgrade this till 8 seconds. And what I want you to do is just to let your air go till you feel like you have no more. And then we'll hold it. So let's do it. Inhale as much as you can without moving your shoulders. Inhale. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And exhale. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And breathe. Now we're going to change that exercise a little bit more. And we're going to count till we're inhaling, and we're going to count while we're exhaling. So we're going to go till 10. We're going to inhale in 10 seconds, and then we're going to exhale in 10 seconds. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's begin. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if you feel, this should get bigger. Okay? And then we exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to count in our mind while we're inhaling till 10. And then we're going to exhale and say out loud the numbers till 10. Okay, let's do it. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the air should go out. So you shouldn't feel like you have too much in your lungs. So let's do it once more. Inhale. And now exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right now we're going to move a little bit higher with the count, and let's do it till 15. We're going to inhale 15 times 15 seconds, and then exhale, saying out loud the numbers and letting the air go. Let's do it. And now exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You can do it as many times as you want, just to get ready your breathing muscles for the next exercises. What we're going to do right now is to segment that air that is getting out from our bodies. So we're going to inhale. We're not going to be counting now. Just inhale in a complete manner. And then we're going to exhale in short cuts to say it in some way. Shortcuts. So it will be like this. Inhale. Remember, this shouldn't move. And now exhale. You should do this thinking about your abdominal part as well. Your abdomen should contract every time that you exhale in that shortcut. So let's do it the last time. And exhale. You can put your hands on your belly as well so you can feel that, and repeat it as much as you want. So right now we're going to do the same thing but using sound. And to leave the sound out, we're going to use the letter E. So inhale and exhale. E E E E E E E E E E E E E E E E E till you lose your air. So if you feel whenever you're doing contractions with your abdomen, you will see and hear here how the vowel sounds different, a little bit more strong, it more consistent will be. So let's do it and try to do as much force or as much pressure as you can on your abdominal part, and you will hear how different it goes. So let's do it. Inhale, exhale. It sounds very strong every time that I do that pressure. Then you can just soften a little bit and hear the difference. Let's do it. Exhale. So it depends on how much pressure are you paying or are you doing on your abdominal section. You will actually have a different sound. So that's why the whole body is important. The next breathing exercise that we're gonna do is you're going to inhale in sections and exhale normally, the opposite of the last one. So let's go ahead and do it. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and do it a couple times, a little bit more. If you feel, I don't know you, but I feel relaxed. I am not only practicing my breathing, but I feel relaxed. So this is not only good for you to improve your capacity, but also for your mind to just relax and be ready for what we're going to do next. The other exercise that we're going to do is on the floor. So just get ready, put a mat on it, or if you're comfortable on the floor, just go ahead and do it on the floor, and let's go there. Right now, let's focus our mind and our breathing on the ribs over here. So we will try to expand that part, make it bigger, and so we can do it, we will need to put our hands there. And the movement that we're going to do is breathing, and make sure that you feel how this part moves to the sides. So let's do it. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. So you should feel how your ribs move and then they contract when you exhale. Let's do it once more. Inhale. Exhale. Right now, it doesn't matter if you inhale and exhale through your mouth or through your nose and then again through your nose. Just think about the movement over here. Always inhale through your nose, but you can just exhale how you prefer. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale. And as your ribs get wider, well, the space that they can make, you will feel the same on your back. You will feel how it gets bigger. And if you don't feel it, we have a way to make it easier for you to understand it. So the way that we have to feel that air on our back is to lay down on top of our knees and breathe on the same way that we were doing before, making emphasis on our ribs. So let's do it. I'm going to show you. So I don't know if you feel it, but the sensation is like when you're stretching, kind of hurts, but it's not painful enough for you to think that you're doing something wrong. So it's not comfortable. It will be uncomfortable, but it shouldn't be the pain that doesn't allow you to keep going. So think about the sensation that I just described, stretching. That's what you should feel. Let's continue with the next exercise now. Okay, for this exercise, we need to lay down. I'm using a mat. You can use whatever you want. I will recommend you not to be just on the floor. If it is a cold one like this one, it won't be good for your voice and not for your breathing system now that we are a little bit warm. So as soon as you're comfortable, we're going to look upwards to the ceiling, and you can either just put your feet down or you can stay like this. The next thing that we're doing is just to breathe. Try to feel first the abdominal breathing without moving this. So just to make it clear, I will suggest you to put something on your belly. And if that something has a little bit of a weight, that will be good so you can feel that it is moving. So whenever you're breathing, it should move upwards, and whenever you exhale, it should come down. So let's try again. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. We're going to do this again really slow. We're going to inhale, slow, control the air that is getting into your body, and then exhale very slow. We should take the same time inhaling and exhaling. So let's do it. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. So take this as a reference. Try to do it as slower, even slower than that. Inhale. Exhale. Now that we already did that, so let's get the complete breathing. We're going to try to breathe with all the parts that we just talked about. Our ribs, our chest, and our abdomen. So let's do it. It should be like this. So you won't see this moving that much as we just did. It will be like the complete torso. Inhale. Exhale. And you should feel that. These moves, and you get wider. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale. And I'm going just to put the stone again so you can have that reference. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. With time, you will be able even to move the lower part of your back. And that would also create a space for you. That's another resonator that we have. So just with that, to begin, it's good that you feel it. But with practice, believe me, you will be able to move parts of your body that you didn't even know that you will be able to move. So let's do it the last time. Try to make it as wide as you can. Hold it. We're going to hold it 5, and then we exhale. Inhale. Hold at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Laying down to do this type of exercises will help you to understand and feel it even more because you're doing that pressure against the floor. So if you want, you can also do it against a wall or keep doing it on the floor so you can understand how the muscles move. And if you're moving your shoulders, for sure you will feel it. So now that we have that done and that we have done these exercises, we're ready to continue with those other related to resonators, diction, and projection. So see you there.
Hi again! Congrats on getting this far! I hope you're enjoying the tutorial and already see great results. If you want to get the extended version of the course, head to skillademia.com where you will find our full voice acting beginner to advanced course with more than 30 lectures and many more techniques to learn. Now, let's continue.
Well, now that we did all those exercises, we need to get ready with some elements so we can practice a little bit more with our breathing. We're going to use one straw. We will be using with the straw a glass of water. We also need a balloon, a medium one, and then a piece of paper. As simple as that. I think you can find all these elements at your house. So go find them and I'll be here so we can start all the exercises. So for the first exercise, we will need this straw and a glass of water, and we're gonna just breathe. So put the straw in the water, not too deep, just on the top of it, and inhale and exhale till you just lose your air. You have to do it till you actually feel like you don't have anything else on your body, any air on your body. So let's do it. Inhale and exhale. Then you just do it again. What I suggest you is to just take count of how much are you taking to do this. And every time you should try to go further. You should try to last longer. This is also a good exercise if you sing. And if you haven't done it before, believe me, this is the best way just to start the day and the class if you're gonna do it. So again, let's do it once more. Inhale, exhale, So what we try to do is to maintain the pressure all the time. And it shouldn't change. It shouldn't. It could, but it's not wrong. It's just what we want to achieve. So let's do it again and try to make it softer. Not that strong of a sound, but a softer one. So let's do it. Whenever you feel like the pressure is changing and the sound of the bubbles are different, stop and do it again. We don't want, even though we're trying to hold it as much as we can, we don't want to harm ourselves or stress the muscles. Now, we're going to keep using the straw and the water, but now we're going to try to leave sound out of our mouths without opening the mouth. And while we're doing the bubble exercise. For example, let me just show you. Inhale and do it. And if you hear, there is a little sound that we're getting out. What is the objective of this one? To last the same that we did with the previous one. It should last the same. Sometimes it doesn't, at the beginning it doesn't, but it's what we're trying to do. So let's count. I really suggest you to have your chronometer near you so you can see how long are you taking. Let's do it. Inhale. And what you can try to do is to vary the pressure that you're applying to the bubbles. How are you going to do so they can be softer or maybe even stronger? Let's try it. Inhale. Exhale. For me, it works changing a note that I'm using. But what works for you? It's just for you to explore there. Let's move on to another exercise. Right now, we're going to use a balloon. With this balloon, we're going to not only breathe, but we're going to work our face muscles. So you're going to put the balloon on your mouth and hold it with your lips, not with your teeth. And blow it till it has a medium size and hold it till you feel the pressure on your face muscles. So let's go ahead and do it. For this exercise, it's good if you breathe. You don't have to hold your breathing. It's just to hold the balloon on your mouth. And then you just let it go. So we're going to do it again and hold it till you feel like your face muscles are a little bit warm. Let's do it. And the muscles that we're going to be working here the most are our lips muscles. You can feel it. I feel it. So I guess that you can feel it too. If you don't, just hold the balloon a little bit longer till you actually feel that warm sensation. Now we're going to keep working with the balloon, and what we're going to do is to blow the balloon in different parts. So we are going to control our air. Let me show you an example, a fast one. So to do this one, I'm breathing and exhaling to blow the balloon. The next one will be just with one respiration, one breathing, and blow the balloon in parts. So let's try it. Till you feel like you don't have more air. This is actually good because you will be working your abdominal part a little bit more. So let's do it one last time and we will move forward. And if you want, you can hold a little bit there with that sensation. You will have your abdominal part contract, and then you will need to expand your lungs so you can hold a little bit more, but it's up to you. So far, I think we're good. We can go ahead with the next tool. So right now I'm going to use another tool that I didn't mention, but this will be like your plus exercise if you want to do it at home. We will need a candle and we need to light it on. So what we're going to do is to control our breathing so we won't turn off the light. If you see as I'm speaking, it moves. So what we have to do is inhale and let our air go out, exhale without turning off the candle. And I'm not gonna hold the candle too close to me. I'm just gonna let it in a decent distance from my mouth. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to inhale and exhale, and I want to move the flame, but I don't want to turn it off. Okay, I don't want to light out this. So let's do it. Inhale, exhale, and I'm gonna just do that till I feel like I have no more air to do. I don't have to do any sound while I'm leaving the air out. I just need to see my candle and see that it is moving. The flame is moving. What we want to do is to move the flame as we want. Let's try to do it again. Inhale, exhale, and do it just a couple of times. The next exercise that we will do with the candle is to let this air go in sections. Okay, so we inhale and we'll let the air go in sections and make sure that the flame is moving when we do that, but it shouldn't turn off. So we inhale and then we exhale. So just make sure that it is moving. I don't know if you can see it, but the flame moves a little bit. Whenever I think that it's going to turn off, I just control the air back and send it different. I send it different. So let's just do it. If you want to keep doing it more, go ahead and do it, and I'll wait for you. So now we're going to think about the letter S and let that sound out of our voice. So just let it get out. If you see, I'm doing the movement with a lot of force. I'm exaggerating the movement. If you see, I'm doing the movement really big. So do it. Now think about the sound of the letter S. That's what we're going to do. Breathe and exhale with that sound.
No bailas en este resto.
El piro del besi.
Repito o solo el sonido.
Solo el sonido.
And you do that till you feel like you have no more air in your lungs. Repeat it. We're going to do it. We are going to do it one more time. Inhale. Exhale. And if you see, we have to do a facial expression. So just do it, exaggerate it, feel the energy while you do that sound, and we're going to be good to go. Let's talk about resonators. What is a resonator? Well, its definition is that it's an element that will help us amplify the sound. So if we talk about resonators in our body, we have to identify those parts that will help us to amplify the sound. Some people think that making big speeches or to get high notes or a high tone of voice implies a strong or any type of force on your body or any type of sacrifice that you have to do and a lot of force. And no, if we find our resonators, making different type of voices will be very easy and we won't harm ourselves. So let's try to understand first how they work and where are they located. Well, if we talk about singing, we will talk about different type of resonators, but different type of voices. We will have our chest voice, our medium voice, and we will have our head voice. And the perfect one that we would like to get is the mixed one, right? It's when we are going to be using both of them, head and chest. Here is different. Due to Grotowski's research, he says that we have up to 9 resonators on our body, and we can have even more. What are those resonators that we have? Well, we have our face resonator, we have our nose, we have our head, the back of our head, we have our chest, we have our abdominal part, we have our back, we have our larynx. So those are the basic ones, but he says that the ultimate resonator is our whole body. So we should look for the way to use our whole body to provide any characteristic to our voice. And it will have detail, it will have character, and it will be a good type of voice for any character, any purpose. So we have to think first, what is the purpose of the interpretation that we're going to do? Why are we using our voice? If we understand that, we will have a clear image of what resonators we should be using. What we're going to do in the following exercises is to feel them. With simple warm-up exercises, we will feel the resonators that we have in our body. As well, that's not something that you have to think as a rule. We don't have only 7 resonators, 5 resonators, or 10. You can find as many as you want because it is imagination. It comes to the imagination. It comes to how you send your air to different parts of your body. And if you are able enough to imagine that and do it, well, your voice will change. So we will not only explore, but today we're just gonna get there, understand how they works. So let's go deep into each resonator. So Grotowski says that the way that we have to improve our voice, speech, and the interpretation or emotion that we apply to every word is to do a proper use of our body. So when we do theater, you might think that we need to speak very loud so everybody can hear us. And that's kind of the truth, but when we project like that, our voice, the interpretation gets lost. It's hard for us to provide emotion or to imply emotion in every text if we're trying just to speak loud and loud and loud. What Grotowski says is that if we use our resonators, interpretation will be easier. We'll be able to put emotion, to change the characteristics, to do a lot with our voice and not losing that specific and detailed part of acting. That is the nonverbal part of it. For example, speed, emphasis on different words. We have as well the tone of the voice, any other character that we want to give it. Through history, a lot of authors have been impressed about Grotowski's creation and theater plays. They said that the voice usage by the actors is incredible. How they interpret it and actually are being heard by everybody in the theater. And that's something specific and something that we want. Yes, this is a voice acting course. And all that I've said, even though we applied it on the theater, we are going to be able to apply it for any voiceover job that we might have. Why? Because it will help us to clear out our voice and change it. That's what we want. We want to be able to manage our voice as we want. So what I would like you to do in the following exercises is to be very reflective about your body. Where do you feel the air going? And imagine. At the beginning, it's a little bit hard to imagine the air going from your lungs to your head, to your face, to your nose. But with time, it will get easier and easier. So I would say that fake it till you make it, because just force it a little bit. Even though you don't quite feel it that much, at the end, with practice, you will do it. So that's why after those exercises, I would like you to think what you want to do every day to practice and practice your capacities. The exercises that we're going to do today are just to understand and feel the resonators on our body. So remember what I told you just before about imagination. You have to imagine your air going from your lungs to every part of your body. So let's practice the breathing that we just did in these exercises. So let's begin with the M. Think about the M sound and then try to do it without using your lips, just the sound. Breathe, and then while you exhale, let that M go out. And think how you feel that. Where do you feel it? Let's do it once more. Where do you feel that? I feel it like just in my head, in this part. So let's do it again. Remember the breathing exercises. The last time. Breathe, very profound. With these exercises, we're building the air column. So breathe. And you should feel that sound, like the vibration of the air and the sound on your forehead. That's one of the resonators that we need to use and that we usually use on your forehead. So think about your posture. Your back needs to be very straight, but your legs, they need to be a little bit flexed so you can bounce a little bit. That will help your sound to be better. So let's continue. That was the first resonator, and I hope you felt it. It's not like you actually feel a big difference on your forehead, but think about the vibration. It needs to be there, and imagine that the air goes there. Let's go then with the humming. So humming, it's like mixing an J with an M, and you try to do that sound and use your mouth. So let's just go ahead and try it. Breathe, and then close your lips and do the sound. So let's train your breathing. Let's always do that. So while you're doing that sound, the M sound, or whatever sound that we're gonna do with the resonators, just let it go till you feel like you're losing air. Don't let it just be the last piece of air that you have, so you won't stress your muscles. But when you feel like you're starting to feel uncomfortable, just stop and do it again. So let's do it again. And if you feel it, the vibration of the air and the sound is gonna be here on your mouth and a little bit on your nose. So if you do it in the correct way, you will start feeling that vibration in your whole face. So let's do it one more time. So here it's not a matter if we are on tune, if we have the note, if we hit any specific note. No, it's just to feel the air, actually feel that the sound is clear and that we are feeling the vibration on our face in this case. So let's continue with the next one. The next one will be an N. With the N, we're trying to find the nose resonator. So we're just gonna do it. So every time we provide a sound and that we have to use our face muscles, let's try to do it as big as we can. That will help us to feel the resonator a little bit better. So let's move on with the N sound. Okay? Breathe. Try to use your face first, then that's not gonna be necessary, but just to feel it and force it, to force the air to go to your nose. So if you wanna make a face or something, that's fine, just to start with. So let's do it again. It will sound more clear and more clear. So let's do it once more. Try to feel it again so we can move on. So if you see, while I move my face, even though I'm using the same resonator, it sounds different. So let's do it again, and you can do it as well. Try to move different. Try to exaggerate the face, and then try to just relax and leave the vibration on your nose, and it will sound different. So let's do it the last time. And if you see, it changed. Here we have to not force the air, but at the beginning, as we're doing some faces, it will just not be that easy, but you can feel it. Let's continue with the next resonator. That was the nose, the resonator. The next one that we're going to do, is the chest resonator. The chest resonator is normally used to achieve deep voices or to get to low notes. So for that, just to get that, think about this meditation sound that we do, the Om meditation, and that's normally done in a low note. So try to do that. And I suggest you to put your hand on your chest so you can feel the vibration there. So let's try it. Breathe. So breathe. If you don't feel it, if you feel it on your throat, try to breathe in a profound manner. Just breathe wide and do it again. So I'm not trying you to feel like a big vibration on your chest, just a small one. So if we think about these people that naturally has a deep tone of voice, they use a lot of that resonator in a natural manner. So if you put your hand on their chest, you will feel that vibration. So let's try to do it again. The last one. That's the one. So let's continue with the next resonator. The next resonator is the larynx one. It is normally used when you're trying to achieve animal sounds, like the roar of a lion. So if you're going to use it, you need to be careful, because actually the air is going to be here, very close to your throat and where your vocal system is. So we're going to start with a GR sound. Also, we can think about the French accent. They have this when they're trying to pronounce any type of word. So we're going to achieve that sound. Let me just do it so you can hear it and see it. We're gonna start like that, and then we're gonna try to move it a little bit forward to go beyond. So let's do it one more. So let's do it one more time. If you see, the sound is not that high. It doesn't have a big volume, but it has a very specific characteristic, and it doesn't hurt. It shouldn't hurt. So if you feel like it is hurting your throat or any part in your body, just stop, think about what you're doing, and try to do it once again. So now let's go a little bit further. Try to imagine the growl of a dog, for example. So whenever you get that image, that sound on your mind, try to do it. Taking also into account the last sound that we did. So when we do that, we're using this part of our body, our larynx over here, and the sound tends to go a little bit on the back. So we're going to be using two resonators, larynx and occipital resonator. So let's do it. Also, if you try to do it a little bit louder, your nose will move. In this moment, we'll start to feel more than one resonator, so we can achieve the sound that we want. Let's try to do it again. And this is not a sound that we need just to keep till we lose our air. It's a sound that we just need to do. When are we going to do it normally in that long of a manner? So just do it and feel your body. If you want to think and imagine a little bit more about it, it's like creating also a space not only on your ribs and your breathing system, but here on your throat. You have to feel like it's bigger and try to make it bigger. And that will be the sound. Okay, so try to repeat it once or two times. And if you feel like tired and you feel a little bit of hurt feeling there, just stop and try it again tomorrow. We don't have to overdo it. Let's continue with the next resonator that we will see today. Those that we just saw are the basic ones. The last one will be the occipital one. So in order to do that, think about a cat. And let's try to do their sound, meow. When you do that, if you do it big, you will feel how the air goes to this part of your head. Meow, meow. Try to do it every time bigger, bigger. Meow, meow. Now do it, and do it as many times as you want. Just one more. Meow. So if you heard, I'm changing the vowels there, E, or maybe just an open E. So meow or meow. That will change how it feels, but it should be felt back and a little bit on the front. So if you feel it, nice. If not, just keep trying. So the next exercise and the final one will be sirening. So think about an ambulance or a police siren and try to achieve that sound. So we're gonna go from the lowest note, and then we're gonna try to do that movement till the top of it. You will hear the changes. I want you to hear the changes from my chest resonator to my larynx resonator, then occipital one, and then to the face, and finally the nose. Why? Usually singers, and this will be more common when it comes to musical theater singers, as they have characters and they want to give them a special voice, they use a lot of their resonators when they sing, so they can actually change the way they sing. And if you want to just check that, go and see a musical and you will understand what I'm talking about. And if you already did, well, now you know. So let me just give you the example first and then we'll do it together. And let it fade. Here we're going to be practicing also breathing. I did it a little slow, you can do it a little bit faster, but you should go through all the sound. Let's do it a little bit smoother this time. If you want to go further, then just go the other way around. From the lowest part, then to the highest note, and then go back to the low part. Every time, try to achieve a highest note. Okay? My way, in this case, to do it is to use a little bit of the nose resonator. And if you do it, you will be able to do it. And for example, let's think about a character or a child. If you want to portray them, they have a higher tone of voice. So you will like to use your nose resonator. We will see that later, but just keep it on mind. So let's do it the other way around. And try to go as low as you can. Try to go as low as you can. And at the beginning, it might crack a little bit, but if you practice, you will be able to go lower and lower. Okay, so just the last time. And then you stop. My recommendation for these exercises when it comes to resonators is, again, do it as big as you can. When you're doing the sirening, open your mouth very big as you can, and that will give you a wider and a more clear sound. That's it. Those are the basic resonators that we use. What is the goal? What everybody that did anything related with acting or with voice acting wants to achieve is to use the whole body. Maybe our abdominal part, the back part of our body, to achieve a better sound. But that comes with practice, and it depends on what we want to do. Maybe what play are we doing, what project do we have. So just practice. Practice, and at the end, you will feel it in your whole body. It is time to practice. So right now, in this video, I will show you some audios. First, this is a sound made by a human being using different resonators. So I will show you the sound, take the time to think about it, and guess what is the resonator being used. Pay close attention to each sound, and I will give you some seconds to guess. And after that, I will give you the answer.
Wow, sorry, that snuck out there. What I meant was, I'm totally fine. The magic's fine, Luisa's fine. I'm totally not nervous. If you find it, you'll know. But be careful. That place is off limits for a reason.
A word of advice. My mama always said the quickest way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Advice. My mama always said the quickest way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
It's not fair. I'm just as tough and strong and mean as Buttercup and Blossom, but they just don't believe me. They'll treat me like baby. I'll show them. I'll prove that I can be hardcore. Mission begin!
Way back. Back into time. Way back. Back into time.
And if he's not smothering me, he's keeping me up all night writing with that giant plume of his.
Dearest Augustine, I do hope this latest damp has not aggravated your gray lung. Dip, 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 dip. Matters stateside have taken a tragic turn as this year's gourd crop has fallen prey to a rather unexpected infestation of salt marsh cutworms. Dip, 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 dip.
Welcome, my friend. 13 years it's been, and yet here you stand before me as though it were only yesterday. I confess myself disappointed. Not one of you tried to find me. Crap!
So how many did you guess? All of them? None of them? Doesn't matter. If you tried to guess what resonator was the one being used, that's good enough. Now, it would be great if you tried to do an imitation of those sounds, now that you know what resonators are being used. And after you do that, we're ready for the next activity. So diction, what is the meaning of that word? Well, it is how you choose words, how you enunciate words, and how you use them on speech. That's a way to say it. But diction is also how you say a text and how you want them or everybody else to understand what you're saying. For some people, diction will mean that you have to over-enunciate words. If you're providing a speech, maybe you have to. Maybe you just need to be as clear as possible because you want everybody to understand. But when it comes to acting, it doesn't matter, actually. What is important here is what you're saying with those words. And why are you enunciated them in that way that you're doing? And for you to have a clear image of the words that you're choosing and the speed that you're using to say them. So we must go beyond. We need to think about the psychology of the character that we're doing. We must think about the story in general. What do we want to communicate with our voice, with our speech, with the text that we have? So diction here will change. We will explore how it sounds and how different it can be if we just modify specific details on our voice. Those are the exercises that we're going to do. But let's first think about how we can be another different person, be a different human being just by changing our voice. So what's going to happen in this section of the course is that we're going to have some text on our hands. I will give you some examples, but you can use the ones that you want to practice that, to feel and to see and to hear how different type of dictions can affect the same text, how the same text can sound different and have a different meaning. Because as I told you before, it's not what you said or what you're saying, but how you're doing it. If you have a voiceover project, people won't be able to see your face, to see how you feel with your face and your body. They will only have the sound of your voice. So we have to manage it, and we have to communicate with it. So let's see how it goes with us, how it goes with these exercises, and just move on. Okay, so let's do the exercise for diction. Think about a phrase that you want to use. Any phrase. I'm going to use the following one. Everybody knows and I know. Just because I want to use it. So we're going to start slow, and then we will add a speed till we do it as fast as we can. So, for example, everybody knows and I know. Try to use your whole face again, all your muscles, as big as you can, exaggerate it a little bit. This is just practice. Again, very slow. Everybody knows and I know. Like if we were in slow motion. Again. Everybody knows and I know. Spit it out. Everybody knows and I know. Everybody knows and I know. I'm going to stop here to also tell you that we have to make emphasis on the vowels that we have in this phrase. If you're using the same as mine, you already know, but if the one that you want to use have different or more vowels, think about that. That's the emphasis that we want. Everybody knows and I know. 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 You keep following the same phrase till you just feel that you're going so fast that now you're losing the diction. But you should try to do it as good as you can till the fastest part of it. And breathe while you do it. You don't have to hold it. If you feel like you need to breathe, do it. You can do it with your nose, a little bit with your mouth, because you're going too fast. The next exercise will take into account the rhythm of what you're saying. Think about the rhythm that we want to have in that phrase, how you say it. I normally say it, everybody knows and I know. But that has a rhythm. So let's just try to make it clearer and a little bit exaggerated. So let's give it a rhythm, okay? Everybody knows and I know. Again. Everybody knows and I know. We can change it. If we want to go a little bit faster, everybody knows and I know. It should match the sound that you're doing with your hands, with your voice. Other example. Everybody knows and I know. So change the rhythm as you want. If you want to do it slower, if you want to go faster, if you want to go, it would be everybody knows and I know. You just move it. Practice so you can focus your mind, your mouth, what you're saying with your hands. It's not only voice here that we're working. Another useful exercise are the tongue twisters. So choose one that you want, try to learn it and try to do it. You can start slow till you get the whole thing and then go faster and faster. I'm going to just give you an example with my favorite tongue twister and then you can just even do it with the same one or try a different one. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck, he would, as much as he could, if a woodchuck could chuck wood. That's my favorite tongue twister, and I'm doing it slow. You can start like that. Let's do it again. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck, he would, as much as he could, if a woodchuck could chuck wood. And now we're going just to do it a little bit faster. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck, he would, as much as he could, if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Let's do it again. Let's go faster. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck, he would, as much as he could, if a woodchuck could chuck wood. And if you see here, I did it with a whole breathing, a whole respiration. So try to do it like that as well. Again, breathe. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck, he would, as much as he could, if a woodchuck could chuck wood. And then you go as fast as you can, faster and faster and faster. Some people will do it better than others, maybe even better than me, but it's just the practice that you can do. And try to learn a new tongue twister every day. Every tongue twister is made for you to work a different part of your pronunciation and the way that you enunciate words. In this part, doing the tongue twister, you can just exaggerate the whole thing because this is the warm-up part of our voice. We're just getting ready. So our last exercise of the day will be with a text. So try to choose a small one, but let's just choose a paragraph, not that short this time. I would also suggest you to choose an informative text, something not related, very different. So we can start from that. And that text, just keep it there because we'll be using it for the rest of the course. I have mine written down here so you can hear it. I'm going to read it for you and then explain what is next. First, try to read it as clear as you can, okay? In a normal manner, just normal. Many jellyfish have bioluminescent organs which emit blue or green light. The light emissions is typically actuated by touch, which serves to startle predators. This light may also help jellyfish in a number of other ways, like attracting prey or warning other organisms that a particular area is occupied. That's how we read it, if I were reading this by myself and to myself. Now let's try to do it, just over-enunciating every word, exaggerating the muscles on our face, just do it a lot. Many jellyfish have bioluminescent organs which emit blue or green light. The light emissions is typically actuated by touch, which serves to startle predators. This light may also help jellyfish in a number of other ways, like attracting prey or warning other organisms that a particular area is occupied. So let's do it maybe once or twice till you feel like you actually did your best. You will seem funny. If you want, you can do this in front of a mirror and make sure that you're using all your muscles, the muscles of your face. Now let's do it, and let's do it with your teeth and your mouth, not closed, but your teeth together, like this. And try to make it as clear as you can without moving your teeth. Many jellyfish have bioluminescent organs which emit blue or green light. The light emissions is typically actuated by touch, which serves to startle predators. This light may also help jellyfish in a number of other ways, like attracting prey or warning other organisms that a particular area is occupied. It changes, right? It makes this sound different. And that's the purpose of diction. It's not bad. I mean, if you understood what I said, I just did what I needed. But if I do this on purpose for a character, it's because I want to communicate something with it. Why am I doing it like this? So it's just another way to say things. Now, let's do it using one of our resonators. Like, I would say the larynx and the occipital resonator. Like if we were talking very low, this is a secret. Let's do it again. Many jellyfish have bioluminescent organs which emit blue or green light. The light emissions is typically actuated by touch, which serves to startle predators. This light may also help jellyfish in a number of other ways, like attracting prey or warning other organisms that a particular area is occupied. When it comes to voice acting, this will be enough. They just need you to understand. You don't have to speak that loud, and that's diction, okay? Now let's try to do it as fast as we can and see how it goes. Many jellyfish have bioluminescent organs which emit blue or green light. The light emissions is typically actuated by touch, which serves to startle predators. This light may also help jellyfish in a number of other ways, like attracting prey or warning other organisms that a particular area is occupied. That will be fast. If you can go faster, just go ahead and do it. But that's just an example. So let's talk about emphasis now. Okay, we're going to choose some words of this text and do the emphasis while we're reading it in that specific word. For example, in mine, I'm going to choose, in this case, bioluminescent. I'm going to choose as well attracting and typically, just because I want. And I'm going to read the rest of it with the same intention. I would say it that way. So let's do it. Many jellyfish have bioluminescent organs which emit blue or green light. The light emissions is typically actuated by touch, which serves to startle predators. This light may also help jellyfish in a number of other ways, like attracting prey or warning other organisms that a particular area is occupied. So those are the words that you might remember out of this text. Those three that I chose to do the emphasis in. Let's try to choose any other three, different from those ones. For example, this jellyfish, that word I'm going to choose predators, and I'm going to choose warning. Many jellyfish have bioluminescent organs which emit blue or green light. The light emission is typically actuated by touch, which serves to startle predators. This light may also help jellyfish in a number of other ways, like attracting prey or warning other organisms that a particular area is occupied. It gives other sense to the text. And actually, if I were hearing this text for the first time, I would just remember those words. So think about that. What do I want the people that is listening to me to remember? What do I want to communicate? If I'm enunciating a little bit more, if I'm doing the emphasis on warning, why is that am I doing that? Why warning? So everything has a purpose and diction. And if we talk about public speech, they do a lot with that. The emphasis that they do is because they want the people to have that word on their mind. So I just leave you with the text, do it more times, change the words every time so you can hear and actually feel how different every time that you say it gets to be. Now, diction just is that, right? To think about the text that you have, about what you're saying. What do you want people to remember about what you're saying? Do you need them to understand, actually, everything that you say? If not, why? And if not, how are you going to do that so it gets intentional and it doesn't look like you're just not being able to do it as you should be doing it? Think a little bit about it, and I'll see you in the next video.
Congratulations on completing this free 1.5-hour voice acting essentials course. It's a pretty great achievement, and I hope that you have enjoyed it. You are now ready to embark on your voice acting journey. If you would like to uncover all the hidden tips and tricks of voice acting and use your voice professionally, head over to skillademia.com. The Beginner to Advanced course consists of many more hours of exercises, demos, and projects which will turn you into a pro in no time. You'll be able to learn all about different vocal techniques, exploring your voice and interpretation. You'll even learn how to use your voice to create characters and the correct way to speak into a microphone or in public. If this sounds like the course for you, go check it out. Thank you for watching and see you soon.